Music is the space between the notes. I am feeling this lately. Um, this idea of like the spaces between the notes being really what music is all about. I've been thinking about how that really applies to my life and my business. Okay, so let me explain what I'm talking about. So I have this tendency to push myself or to like fill my schedule, or it's kind of the same thing, to just like do as much as possible, because I think that if I'm not doing as much as possible, then I'm somehow missing out, or like I'm not doing my best because my schedule and my life is not as full as it could possibly be. So I just cram it full, and then I get to a point where I just can't do it anymore. And it's too much and I can't handle it, and there's pieces everywhere and I'm just juggling, and then stuff is falling because I can't juggle, and it's not a good idea, but I continue to do this over and over again. And so I'm trying now to really create space. I was kind of talking about this yesterday, but that like that space means so much. So like, I'll give you an example. When I drive to volleyball, I used to think this is time that I could spend listening to a business podcast, because I don't normally do that. I don't have time exactly. I don't have time. Because I'm like working, and you can't really work and listen to a podcast at the same time. Like that doesn't. So driving, not really working, listening to a podcast. I can use that time to be learning, because driving is a waste of my time, is how I felt about that. I still kind of feel that way. But if I do that, I leave work at the last possible second, because I'm terrible at doing a shutdown and leaving on time. So I leave at the last possible second, usually minutes after the last possible second, and I'm in my car and I'm driving, and I'm like, I can use this time to learn something. And then I get to volleyball and I'm still like swirly. And then I get to volleyball and I'm like changing and whatever, and then I try to jump right into the mindset of playing volleyball. And it doesn't work, because it's not the same mindset, turns out. The thing that makes me good at business is not the thing that makes me good at volleyball. And so when I just find like I can't get into the game, like it just takes a while, and I might not even get into it, and I just can't focus the way that I want to be able to focus. And so what I started doing is, instead of listening to these podcasts, I'm just listening to music. And I'm just allowing my brain to wander around a little. I mean, I'm still driving, so I'm not like daydreaming or something, but I'm certainly not focused on a podcast. And it's helping. It's helping. That even like 20 minutes of nothing, it's still not even nothing. I'm listening to music and I'm driving, but I'm not trying to take in and really process anything. That break makes a big difference. And last night, I even went so far as to watch a bit of TV before I left. Yeah, I watched like a 40-minute show or something like that. And then I got in my car and I drove out there, which was another 20 minutes. And so that was a good hour of just nothing. It was amazing the difference that it made. Like I just felt so much different. And so I really think that that's something that I need to account for. I can't just continue to shove my life full of all these things and think that I'm going to be able to perform at my top level at all of them. That space between the tasks and activities and stuff like that is just as important. That's where the good stuff happens. That's where my brain gets to do its work that is like subconscious. maybe. I don't know how it works. But it's those pieces or those spaces in time that are important, and I just don't. I'm so bad at allowing, like, it, not just believing they're a waste of time. And so I end up just feeling like a disaster because I've got all this stuff crammed into my life. But it's the space between the notes, right? It's the breath and the stop. I am trying to do this in all parts of my business. Some are harder than others. I know for some of my clients that it's hard to create space in their financial processes because it's just a lot of unknown for them, and they get really caught up in how they feel about it, and it's not something that they can create a place to rest, or to just get done in a less than stressful way. And I think that's part of creating space, is not having or allowing for pockets of calm in stress. So finance is one of the things that stresses you out. I have a free PDF download. I have left the link for it in the comments. And download that. That'll give you some tips for just creating a better financial process, allowing you to do financial tasks easier and not have to worry about them so much. If you have a recommendation about how to create space in your life or what you do to do that, I would love to hear that in the comments. So leave me your suggestions. I'll see you tomorrow.